Today, Tonight, we witness the future stars of Philippine basketball as these young players showcase their passion, skill, and dedication on the hard court. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Junior MPBL D-League. And again, we have 6 games for today. We'll be approaching our last game of the day. It's between both undefeated teams, the Batang San Juan Knights going up against Rizal Switch Fiber. Good evening, everybody. The name is Cholo Pailinan, still covering the action with Coach Noy Africa and Courtney Buenaventura at the sidelines. Good afternoon to you, Coach.
Good afternoon. We're pushing good evening, actually, but again, like you said, two teams currently undefeated. San Juan 3-0, Rizal 1-0.
And before we start things off, first let's talk about the last game of the Batang San Juan Knights where they won against Caloocan Batang Kangkali.
Like we said, both teams coming off wins, and San Juan in their last game against Caloocan, quite a surprise if you only saw the stats in that game. They shot 41% from the field, had 10 rebound advantage against Caloocan, but Caloocan had 7 conversions from the three-point area, nothing for the side of San Juan. Also for San Juan, they turned the ball over a lot of times, 17 turnovers, and they're lucky actually to come out with a win. What made the difference in this game, free throw shooting. They converted on 18 free throws, only 5 for Caloocan, so that's a plus 13 for them on that stat. But the key performer in that game, Jamir Eligado, finishing with 19 points and 8 rebounds.
And on the other side of the court is the Rizal Switch Fiber winning against Manila Health Forum City Ballers 69-68.
Yeah, very close one also for Rizal Switch Fiber. And if you look at the numbers, quite surprising. They're very happy to come away with a victory after committing 35 turnovers, giving up 36 points off turnovers for Manila. Normally, that would be a blowout for other teams, but luckily for them, they were able to come away with a victory, shooting better from the field, 41%, 42 rebounds against just 36 for Manila. So just valuing every possession is Rizal Switch Fiber. And in that game, it was Rimo Ismael who led them in scoring, finishing with 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals.
And that's it for our match tonight. It's the Batang San Juan Knights go for gold going up against the Rizal Switch Fiber.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Junior MPBL fans. Welcome to Barangay Escopa here in Quezon City, as we bring you the continuation of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Z-League inaugural season. The last basketball action continues between the 21 under of Batang San Juan Knights and Rizal Switch Fibers. We are live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And now, let us read the starters, beginning with the Batang San Juan Knights. Guard number 18, John Daniel Guarino. Also guard number 8, Genzal Valentin. At forward number 2, Louis Dasario. Also forward number 4, Andre Bacaranas. Playing center number 63, Joe Gulapa. Head coach of Batang San Juan Knights, Ray Carl Santos. Assisted by CJ Tolentino. Team manager, Jun Usman. And now it's time to meet the starters from your Rizal Switch Fibers. Guard number 11, Marvin Felix. Also guard number 9, Juan Romero. At forward number 13, Lawrence Mandojo. Also forward number 26, Joab Oballas. Playing center number 13, Nathaniel Kindin. Head coach of Rizal Switch Fibers, Ruel Buenaventura. Assisted by Kelvin Gregorio. Team manager, Ariel Balahaja. Our games officials were today's match, Chief Alan Barria. Umpire 1, Benny Guzman. Umpire 2, Noy Guevara. Our executive director, Mr. J.R. Navarro. And our junior MPBL Z-League commissioner, Mr. Kate Picasso. Once again, this year, Manny Pacquiao Senior MPBL D-League, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
In our Doride Bola ng Pinoy team starters, for Rizal, it's Felix, Romero, Ovales, Bando, and Gadit. For San Juan, it's Guarino, Valentin, Datario, Macaranas, and Gulapa. And again, quick recap. San Juan winning against Caloocan. And then Rizal switched fiber on their last game, winning as well against Health Forum Manila City Ballers. So both teams coming off a W. Both teams undefeated still in the 21 and under division. But the advantage of San Juan is that they have played more games already.
So far, one of the guys who has been dominant for them, double average, Jomakyo Gulapa with nearly 11 points per game and 11 rebounds, while for the other end for Rizal switch fiber in their first game, it was actually JB this Cotido who led them in scoring with 18 points.
But right now, only one shall prevail. And only one shall remain undefeated after tonight's game. Meanwhile, Rizal switch fiber. Still no points for them, but the first points of this game belonging to Bando and company.
You're going to expect a lot more physicality, a lot more speed, and more tactical decisions being made by these players, including that one, a transition take foul in the NBA, but it's just a duty foul here in the Junior MPBL D-League.
So make that 2-0. San Juan already having 3 attempts in this game. Felix hit outside. Bando has it, back to Felix. At the corner. They move the ball on offense. Rizal, they lead by 2. That's gonna be airballed.
Great job getting out of the way for our cameraman at the baseline, but hit his #1 fan in the process.
Meanwhile, on the other side, San Juan looking for their first points of the game. Valentin for 3. Unable to hit it. Rebounds Romero. Almost lost it, but they secured this possession. A play being called by Felix. Bando at the left side. Felix up top. Ibalias provides the pick. The attack by Felix. That's going to be 2 freebies given to him after a foul called on the San Juan Knights.
Well, for Junior MPBL fans, Felix used to play in the Junior MPBL in the 18 and under division. I believe also for Rizal switch fiber. It's nice to see him now stepping up and moving up to another division.
You love to see the continuity of the program. Hopefully, a lot of players will do that as well. Move on from division to division, but stay with the same team or represent the same place.
You can see he's a very small player, but in their first game, he finished with 8 points and 5 rebounds. That's how he makes an impact on the floor.
Well, height isn't might all the time. But San Juan trying to find offense as Guarino misses that. Still nothing going on for San Juan. Meanwhile, Romero, baseline jumper, overcooked, rebound, Anogbogu. He brings it down, he's on a rush. Try to send it out, but it's a turnover. Ovales was the one who got that steal. Rizal with a 3-point lead. 3-0 lead, perhaps. Outside. That's no good. Rebound, Anagbogu. Joe Gulapa will attack. Awkward shot, not falling for him.
I feel like he got the ball too early in a position where it wasn't really to his advantage.
Meanwhile, Rizal. Again, they're still up as 3 minutes passing by in Chapter 1. Felix, the pick from Caldit. High pass, not that time. Out of bounds, possession will go to San Juan.
Well, it most definitely feels like we're in the D-League, as from our angle, we're seeing less of the floor when they're all in front of us. Bigger, stronger, taller players.
Meanwhile,
A familiar face on the court. Lance Ronquillo used to play with the UST Tiger Cubs.
definitely, and now is with the San Sebastian Golden Stags. I think he's eligible to play next season of the NCAA, but that time it's John Louis Datario scoring for the first bucket of San Juan.
Ontario currently averaging 9 points per game.
Felix. They pass it around. Obalias will hand it off. Bandojo against Anagbogu. And a whistle blown by our officials. That's called on Anagbogu as we take another look on that jump shot for the first points of San Juan in this game, courtesy of Datario.
When you're watching how these teams defend as compared to the younger teams in the junior MPBL, you can see how comfortable they are switching.
Great tap away by Obalias. Bando attacks, turn the ball over. Datario is running. Caldit meeting him. Datario will lose it on his way. Ronquillo fishing for a foul, and he gets one.
I just remembered Lance Ronquillo actually used to play for the Marikina Junior Shoemasters in the 18 and under division. Right now making the move to San Juan in the junior MPBL D-League.
Of course, used to play for San Beda High School as well. Meanwhile, Ronquillo to the corner. Datario, the fake. He will attack. The pull-up. That's no good. They get it back. And the putback is good, courtesy of Jamir Eligado.
Jamir Eligado almost finished with the double-double in their previous game, 19 points and 8 rebounds.
Meanwhile, a foul called on John Louis Datario. As we're nearing the 5-minute mark, but it's still a 4-3 score.
You expect the scoring to be lower here because of the physicality on defense. No easy baskets.
Meanwhile, another whistle from our officials. A violation on the side of Rizal. Possession now with Ronquillo and company.
Too much of a rush at that time for Felix Scott stepping on the sideline.
Ronquillo will direct the offense. The right side. Ronquillo once again to the other side is Anagbogu. Inside. Ronquillo able to get it again. Another outside pass. They're having a hard time. Anagbogu will fire a three. No good for him. They get it back. A traveling violation called.
When that ball gets into the paint for San Juan, Rizal just continuing to swarm the paint. So it's going to be a matter of someone from San Juan needs to get hot from the outside, try to loosen up that Rizal defense.
1 point lead for San Juan. Awkward pass. It's still with Rizal. And that ends up with 2 points.
Awkward pass, awkward shot, but still 2 points. Rizal back up top, 5-4.
That was Nathaniel Caldit scoring. And Anagbogu stepping out of bounds. Possession going back to Rizal.
It's already seen sideline turnovers on both teams. Usually that's the problems of players trying to spot up, and then when they get the basketball, they try to drive inside. Sometimes they lose notice of where their foot is.
Meanwhile, Regidor with no shot. Meanwhile, a foul will be called on San Juan. That's going to be their 5th foul of this period. And there's still under 4 minutes remaining.
So it could just about be a long 3:49 here in the first quarter as San Juan in the penalty.
So at the line, it's Remo Ismael. First one is no good for him. And he's averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds.
Well, actually, that's just one game average. So that's his performance in their opening game, an opening game win over the Manila City Ballers.
So this is only their second game of the season, as a steal right here orchestrated and completed courtesy of Harry Lozeñada.
Just checked into the ball game, able to strip Lance Ronquillo.
4-point lead for Rizal. San Juan trying to figure something out. Sapasa puts one up, basket and one.
That time keeping the ball moving around for San Juan. Sapsap with the early seal, good position. All I had to do was face up.
Pound for pound fitness foul counted move for Earl Sapasap. A chance to make it a 3-point play and cut the lead of Rizal to just one. With over 3 minutes remaining in chapter 1, and he does complete that 3-point play. Lozeñada brings it down. Step back jumper, that's money! Remo Ismael from deep.
Just great shot creation for Ismael.
On the other side, another foul. That's going to be third team foul of Rizal in this period. Let's take another look on this sidestep three-pointer coming from Remo Ismael to finally put Rizal in double figures this game.
In the younger brackets of the junior MPBL, that would be a highlight. But here at the D-League, you'd expect that for these players to have that kind of move in their bag.
Sapasap will go 1 out of 2. And it's a 1-possession lead for Rizal, 3 to be exact. Lozeñada against Lance Ronquillo. He brings it down successfully. He escapes Ronquillo. He will send it out. They will drive for 3. Unable to knock it down though. They fight for the board. Still with Rizal. Ismael loses it. Sapasap on the run. Batang San Juan Knights on the run. But they're unable to finish that in transition. Free throws coming up for Eligado.
Might seem very basic, but Eligado on the 1-2, deciding to finish on the other side of the rim, gets fouled.
Two freebies coming up from Jamir Eligado. Has 3 points and 2 rebounds, as we're seeing Coach Drake Santos, head coach of the Batang San Juan Knights. And Eligado averaging 13.5 points per game, close to 9 rebounds per game and 2 dimes. 1 point lead for Rizal. They have possession. Ismael. Rather, that's, yes, Remo Ismael. Sibilina will hand it off. And the lay-in good for Robert Regidor.
Still a 3-point advantage for Rizal.
Meanwhile, Ronquillo up top to the right side. Almost a steal. Possession will stay with the Batang San Juan Knights.
So here, San Juan need to be very careful with those passes, need to be strong and crisp as Rizal looking to attack the passing lane.
Corner three-pointer. No good for Lance Ronquillo, but he will get it back. Another try from deep. Still not falling. Possession will go now to the Rizal switch fiber.
Currently, San Juan 0 out of 5 from the 3-point area.
Rizal up by 3. 1.5 minutes remaining in chapter number 1. Lozeñada has it against Ronquillo. The cross sends it out to corner. Robert Regidor. No good on that 3. Pass up with the board. But Rizal gets it back. The attack by Sabelihina. Great passing, ending up with a Robert Regidor bucket.
Just look how quickly Rizal gets to transition from defense to offense. That's why they have a 5-point advantage early.
Meanwhile, a turnover coming from San Juan. Gutierrez has it. Regidor. This time it's Lozeñada. He will fire a 3. That's no good. But the save by Remo. Ismael Remo sends it out. They try from deep. One more time.
On the other other end, that's now 2 made threes for Rizal.
San Juan now down by 8, and Eligado cuts it to 6.
At this stage, you can just give the ball to Eligado and try to wait until Rizal finds an answer to him. 6 points now for Eligado.
Luciñada has the basketball. They have 10 seconds to work with. They're up by 6. Luciñada puts on the moves, will send it out. Remo Ismael for a 3. That's money!
Great drive and kick right there for Luciñada to an open Ismael spotting up in the corner.
And that's it for our Chapter 1, 21 to 12. It's a 9-point lead for the Rizal Switch Fiber as we will return for the start of the second period. Once again, this is your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Would like to thank the following sponsors. Doray, Bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of Junior MPBL D-League. Pound per pound, Biliga ready. Natured Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines. Pound Active for quality sportswear. Jinkiski, empowering women by redefining beauty. Don Benito, Sampang Bansang Kasama. Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant. Winford Resort and Casino Manila.
Coach Ruel from Rizal Switch Fiber mentioned how they are united as a team. We win as one, we lose as one. He wants his players to learn the importance of accepting defeat and not pinning it on their teammates. In this way, they would stay humble enough to know na wag sila makampante at magpatuloy sa pag-ensayo, pagsunod sa play at sistema ni Coach and entrusting their teammates in every game. Cholo, Coach Noy?
Thank you very much, Courtney, for that report, and indeed, a great mindset to have. And I admire Coach Ruel Buenaventura for having that one.
Well, currently they've won one, but they haven't lost one yet. 1-0 for the Rizal Switch Fiber, ahead by 9 against San Juan in the second quarter.
Remo Ismael, the spin, awkward pass behind. Sabilina to the corner, Robert Regidor, no good. But Rizal will retain possession. Last touch called on Eligado.
Even the threes that they're attempting, it's coming off the offense. Like that earlier 3 by Ismael right in front of us. He was really waiting for that basketball.
Meanwhile, inside, alley-oop play.
Ismael now with 9 points in the game, a knockout play.
The putback is good though for Ringgold Mejia.
Right now the San Juan offense really wanting in motion and a little bit of flow.
Luciñada, the pick from Discutido, the crossover, will lose it, but a foul will be called on Rizal, or rather on San Juan.
Okay, a lot of positives happening since the inclusion of Luciñada. To see once again that knockout play, eye in the sky play, and the follow on the other end for Mejia.
Meanwhile, Sabilina almost lost it. Regidor, baseline jumper won't fall. They get it back. Luciñada has it. They fire for 3. Still not falling, and Agbogo with the board. Guarino brings it down. Great passing for San Juan. And Agbogo, he will fire a 3. That won't fall, they get it back. Eligado, that's blocked by Caldit. Ismael brings it down. The pump, puts one up. What a move coming from Remo Ismael.
Like how coming off that spin and the bump, just elevated like it was nothing.
And Remo Ismael getting fired up in our second period. And another great defensive effort coming from Rizal.
I was trying to say earlier, the infusion of Luciñada in this ball game really upped the tempo for Rizal.
San Juan will call a timeout right here. They're down by 11. 25-14, an 11-point lead for the Rizal switch fiber as 2 minutes passed by in our second period. Rizal defending San Juan in this possession. Corner, inside, at the baseline. Eligado puts one up, basket to end one.
That's going to be a tough cover.
Jamir Eligado a chance to make it a 3-point play as we take another look in this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move.
Well, pound for pound, there is really no way that Oballes can cover Eligado one-on-one. He's using his strength inside.
Bonus freebie on its way for Jamir Eligado. And he sinks it. That's 9 points already and 3 boards for Jamir Eligado.
So even with an 8-point advantage, Rizal cannot afford to be too complacent, but because San Juan, an undefeated team, will have that pride to fight for of being undefeated.
Primo Ismael turns the ball over. JD Guarino with the steal. He is running. Great pass to Zairos Mina for 2 points. And a timeout called right here by Coach Roel Buenaventura. As San Juan able to cut the lead of Rizal to just 6 over 7 minutes remaining in chapter number 2. (25-19) over 7 minutes remaining in chapter 2. Rizal has the basketball.
And so far, really the marquee matchup in this ball game has been Remo Ismael and Jamir Eligado.
Similar play styles as well.
So far, they are the leading scorers for both of their teams. 11 for Remo Ismael and 9 for Eligado.
Meanwhile, Discutido has it. Drops it to his teammate. Couple of passes for Rizal. Outside Discutido once again. In and out of that shot. Rebound by Jamir Eligado.
In their first game, Discutido had 18 points.
And Agbogo sends it out. Guarino for 3. No good. Rebound belonging to Rizal. Felix back in the game. He fires for 3. No good. They battle for the board. Ends up with Joe Gulapa. And the big guy brings it down. He will attack. Kick out pass. And Agbogo for 3. Still not falling for him. And rebound by the little guy, Felix.
He got that over Gulapa.
Sends it out. Caldit deep in the corner 3. That's no good. Gulapa the board. Forward pass. That's gonna be foiled. Stolen by Romero. Felix has it, but he steps out of bounds. Possession goes back to San Juan.
I was gonna say great instincts by Romero catching the basketball with his back turned, but Felix stepping on the sideline.
6-point lead for Rizal. As Sapasap going in for Anagbogu. San Juan with this possession. Eligado. Great move, couldn't finish. Joe Gulapa turns garbage into gold.
That's the advantage of having Joe Gulapa underneath. There's really no one who can box him out one-on-one on the side of Rizal.
Felix outside Discutido. Back to Felix at the right wing. He will attack to the left wing. It's Romero. Another pass inside the key. Now inside the paint. Now it's at the corner. Felix puts one up. That's no good for Felix. And a whistle.
Knew that he should have made that one. Attack baseline, no one there to close out.
Nonetheless, Rizal with a 4-point lead. They're still in the driver's seat. But Batang San Juan Knights will have something to say about that as Jericho Halalon enters the game for them. Halalon to the left side. Now to the right side, it's Sapasap. Halalon up top. Thought about the three. Sapasap will attack from the right instead. He will lose it. Possession going to the side of Rizal.
Well, earlier when Sapasap came into the ball game, scored a quick 4 points, but has not really been a factor since.
Romero, the crossover, puts on the moves. He has nowhere to go. Outside, it's Felix. Inside, puts one up. That's no good. Rebound, Eligado. Forward pass. Halalon will finish at the break.
Able to get that basketball in time to still rise up, and that lead is down to just 2 points now.
Romero has it. Gutierrez against Gulapa. Outside Felix. This time Discotido will try a three. That's money from downtown.
Looks like he has the green light to shoot. Discotido entering the ball game already 2 attempts, made 1 from the 3-point area.
5-point lead for the Switch Fiber. Sapasap having a hard time against Romero. Joe Gulapa at the low post. Almost lost it. Sapasap will put one up instead. And that not gonna count as it's an offensive foul called on San Juan.
That time Eligado caught trying to create that runway. That's too much of an effort. You're gonna have to, disguise that as trying to seal to get possession of the basketball. You're not just gonna push people away to create that runway.
But Rizal right now, a chance to increase the lead as Discotido getting fouled. That's gonna be foul number 3 of San Juan in this period.
Again, that's a skill that bigs will need to learn how to do the seal screen. Yeah, that's it. You're getting position to get the basketball, but you're actually just trying to create some space.
Discotido one more time from deep within the corners.
That's a quick trigger for Discotido, and had the excellent view right here. Needed a split second to get that ball out of his hands.
Rizal within 8, but Eligado cuts it to 6.
Again, nothing flashy about the game of Eligado. He just makes himself available underneath and very efficient scorer inside.
Romero, the fadeaway, in and out for him. Gulapa captures the board. Almost a steal for Felix. But here comes Sapasap, the bump. Drops it to Eligado. What a play for the Batang San Juan Knights.
Eligado is much like a safety valve right now for the Batang San Juan Knights. Whenever he's gotten that ball in scoring position, he has scored.
Felix. A three-pointer. That's no good. Rebound by Gulapa. And here goes Batang San Juan Knights. Sapasap sends it out. Gulapa asking for it. He will try a three. That's no good. They get it back. Halal on the offensive board. Outside it's Sapasap. Inside pass. Eligado getting blocked by Gutierrez.
It took 2 players to make that stop.
But a steal immediately after by Sapasap. Halalon, what a pass to Gulapa. Play completed by Batang San Juan Knights.
Finally, Gulapa with a good look there. 4 points now, together with 4 boards.
And the lead is cut to 2 for Rizal. A minute and a half remaining. Romero, no good on that shot. Halalon, not wasting any time. Running down the court, will lose it against Felix. Felix stops. Sabilhina thought about the three, will attack instead. That is erased by Joe Gulapa. Sapasap on a run. He drops it. Great fight to Eligado. Basket and one for Jamir Adrian Eligado.
This time making sure that he has enough elevation to clear Gutierrez. Gets the foul and the basket.
Pound for pound fitness foul counted move. San Juan ties the ball game up. A chance for Eligado to give his squad the lead.
They've been trailing for most of this second quarter.
Bonus freebie coming up for Jamir Eligado. He has 11 points in this game. Make that 12. Over a minute remaining in Chapter 2.
Let's see how Rizal will respond after losing a lead. Ismael back in the ball game for them.
Luziniana as well. He has a basketball against Macarinas. Gutierrez looking for a teammate, hands it off to Ismael. Rimo Ismael, the fadeaway three, won't fall. Rebound, Anagbogu. Datario back in the game. Halalon will fire. No good from Halalon. They get it back. One more try. Overcooks it. And a rebound by Luziniana. Foul called on Jericho Halalon.
That's a foul to give here for San Juan.
One-point gap in favor of the Batang San Juanites after that bonus freebie from Jamir Eligado. Rimo Ismael. Gutierrez will fire. Kaboom!
Big man showing that he can hit from the outside. Gutierrez, first points of the game.
And that's going to be a timeout called right here. 34-32 as we take another look on that Gutierrez three-point attempt. That's money from downtown. And we shall return after a short break. Kasi ang bilis eh. Ang bilis eh. Kabila agad eh.
na yung rip the ropes kanina.
Kaya nga eh. Ayos ah. (34-32), 24 seconds remaining in Chapter 2. Balls with the Batang San Juanites. They're down by 2, a chance to tie the ball game up or take the lead. Anagbogu, the screen to the other side. Halalon for 3. No good. They wrestle for the ball. Mascareñas puts one up. Still not falling. Last 1 second. And that falls just at the brink of time. It's John Louis Dotaro tying the ball game up as the quarter ends. I'll take another look on that one. Great challenge for Gutierrez, but even better offense coming from John Louis Dotaro. And again, we have a deadlock at 34. And we shall return for the next part, talking about the third period. And once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
For our halftime report, we have here with us is assistant coach Kelvin Gregorio from Rizal Switch Fiber. Coach, how has it been coaching these young players and seeing their development throughout the whole season?
Siguro yung banding ng mga bata sa kada practice, kasi nito lang sila nabuo, kasi yung ini-improve namin yung banding nila. Yun lang, yung para as a team.
Coach, may mga gusto po ba kayong batian at pasalamatan?
Binabati ko yung boss namin, yung pinakang owner ng Rizal Switch Fiber, si Boss Glenn Anore at saka si Boss Ariel Balahadya. Saka yung baby ko, si KD.
Thank you very much, Coach. And that's it for our halftime report.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl, it's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Special thanks to Pulong Barangay Danilo Villanueva of Barangay Escopa 3 for hosting today's game.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
And at the half, we have a deadlock at 34. So far, both teams not backing down from the challenge. Again, both teams are undefeated so far in the 21 and under division. So both teams will want to stay that way. Unfortunately, only one can prevail in tonight's contest. As for the Batang San Juan Knights, it has been Jamir Eligado leading the charge for them with 9 points. And on the other side, it's Rimo Ismael with 11.
And looking at the stats, you can see almost even at the field goal percentage. Well, it is even on the percentage, but if you look at the attempts, one field goal made advantage for the San Juan Knights. The San Juan Knights, although they've struggled from the field, from the three-point area, 0 out of 16, while Rizal Switch Fiber, 6 out of 20. The Batang San Juan Knights has been able to dominate the rebounds, 28 to 17, and also points in the paint, going their way 24 to 14. But the problem is they're turning the ball over too much, 11 turnovers against just 7 for Rizal Switch Fiber. And actually, the bench for both teams have pretty much canceled each other out. 29 for Rizal, 26 for the San Juan Knights. And that's why we have a close ball game. Just a great response from the San Juan Knights in the second quarter, outscoring Rizal 22 to 13.
So Rizal Switch Fiber mostly relying on that outside shooting. On the other side, Batang San Juan really trying to make things happen inside the paint. But actually, the leading scorers, Jamir Eligado and Ismael Rimo, they actually have almost similar playing styles.
Yeah, maybe Rimo just has a little more range from the outside, but both are very physical finishers inside. And the difference is actually Rimo is being set up by his teammates, while Eligado does not really have plays called for him.
First possession of the third period belonging to the San Juan squad. Macaranas outside. A sudden burst of energy for both teams. Meanwhile, a foul on the floor called on Caldit. Bucket will not be counted for Joe Gulapa.
Let's see if the San Juan Knights goes to this mismatch in the post. Gulapa against Caldit for Rizal.
Sa pass-up triggers the inbound, finds Gulapa. Great defense coming from Caldit.
Just remained vertical that time, was Caldit not trying to go for the block.
Felix. Miscommunication that time as he turns the ball over immediately.
see for Rizal, really a lot of trust on Felix to run the offense for them, although it was Lozenada who was really able to change the tempo.
Macaranas traveling, or rather steps out of bounds. Turnover.
Seeing a lot of that all day long, actually, even in the junior MPBL games. A lot of players stepping on the sideline.
Meanwhile, Felix at the right side of the arc. But he used that pick from his teammate. Caldit drops it. It's back to Felix. They have 6 seconds to work with. It's at the corner. Regidor for 3. That's money.
The one thing about the Rizal switch fiber, they're very confident taking the outside shot. It's within the flow of the offense. And that lead is back with Rizal.
Gulapa, couple of moves, puts one up. That's money for Joe Gulapa.
Tough cover for Caldit as Gulapa can also put the ball on the floor, uses footwork to get himself open.
Felix turns the ball over, sa pass up with an interception. Finds Halalun, and then Gulapa will slam it home.
Giving the rims a workout, Joe Gulapa.
1 point lead for San Juan. They send it out. Caldit for 3. Unable to make it. Rebound by Gulapa.
Looks like Gulapa looking to make a difference now.
Halalon to Macaranas. They go to Sapasap at the left side. He attacks. The spin. Puts one up off the glass. Thing of beauty for Sapasap.
Now all guns ablaze for the San Juan Knights. Wresting back the lead 40-37.
Rizal executing a play. Regidor wasn't looking at that pass. Halalo, no look pass to Gulapa. No foul call. Inside Macaranas, basket earned one.
San Juan happy that there wasn't a foul called on Gulapa. And Gulapa, after giving up that pass, look at the goggles coming out.
Pound for pound fitness foul counted move. Macaranas a chance to put his squad up by 6. Three minutes passing by in chapter number 3. So far, 2 team fouls for Rizal, and Macaranas makes it a 3-point play.
We still haven't seen a look for Ismael here. Discutido also on the floor now.
A whistle from our officials. A foul on Macaranas, as it was a foul called off the ball. Let's take another look on that slam coming from Joe Gulapa, bringing out Thor's hammer. Meanwhile, possession now with the side of Rizal. The handoff. Obali is for 3. That's no good. Rebound sa Pasap. Batang San Juan on the run. Hands it off. Halalo to Gulapa. Basket and one. Once again for the big guy.
2 times in transition. San Juan looking for the big guy running down the middle. You always reward the big guy, and Joe Gulapa obliges with a basket.
A chance to make it a 3-point play once again for San Juan. A chance to put them up by 9.
And all of a sudden, Joe Gulapa with double digits in scoring, 10 points and 6 rebounds.
Meanwhile, it's a 9-point lead for San Juan. Over 6 minutes remaining. To the corner. The attack. Discutido losing it. Turning the ball over to San Juan.
One of the major adjustments so far for San Juan. They've been really closing out on those threes right now for Rizal. Not giving them open looks, forcing them to put the ball on the floor.
Macaranas. Halalo at the left side. Left corner 3 sa Pasap. No good. And That's no good as well from Macaranas. Meanwhile, Caldit and company. They're down by 9. Ismael Rimo will fire. That's no good. Gulapa power rebound. He brings it down. Gulapa bulldozing his way inside. And no choice but to foul someone as big and strong as Joe Gulapa.
Well, anyone trying to get in the way of Gulapa deserves to get some props from us. I would get out of the way if I saw him rampaging through the paint.
No more fouls to give for Rizal. As Gulapa, a chance to put them up by double digits, and he does. 10-point lead now for the Batang San Juanites.
Well, I think that was one of his realizations during halftime. No one can stop me one-on-one. Even if there's two people in front of me, I still like my odds.
It is an 11-point lead now for Batang San Juanites. Discutido to the right side. Caldit hands it off. Ismael Rimo, outside pass, Discutido. Kaboom!
That's why no lead is safe for Rizal, especially with the way Discutido shoots the basketball. Three-pointers made now.
Macaranas, Ronquillo for 3. Kaboom!
Lance Ronquillo, not really known for getting points on the board, but he was wide open.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Gulapa getting called for a foul.
What's admirable about the game of Gulapa, that's only his first personal foul, so he really knows how to take care of his fouls. As you see that wide open three-pointer, the mini marksman of the Batang San Juan Knights, Lance Ronquillo for 3.
But now we'll turn it over to Courtney Buenaventura for a report.
Eric from Batang San Juan Knights always reminds us players that studying is as important as pursuing their basketball careers. Base kay coach, kaya nga daw student-athlete dapat unahin ng pagiging estudyante, kaya sa ganyang paraan niya dinidisiplina ang kanyang mga players to be able to balance their obligations and know their responsibilities individually. Cholo, Coach Noy?
Thank you very much, Courtney. And it's a 10-point lead for the San Juanites. Meanwhile, that's a miss coming from Caldit. Rizal still down by double digits.
And we are talking about student athletes on the floor. We have a student anchor on the panel.
Rare.
Students first. Student first.
We're not sure about that. But of course, for student athletes, we're sure about student being first.
No, you should be sure about that. Just kidding.
That's a different conversation for a different day. But right now, San Juan seeking another three-pointer. And now Rizal with a 14-point lead.
Right now, it seems like a total turnaround, a total 360 degrees, especially starting in the second quarter for San Juan. After being down by 9, they just kept on plugging away. Now they're up by 13.
Ismael Rimo. First one is no good. He has 11. 4 rebounds and 4 dimes. Second one on its way. He'll go 1 out of 2. And it's a 12-point lead for San Juan.
Right now with no Gulapa on the floor for San Juan, it's a go signal for Rizal switch fiber to try and attack the paint.
Ronquillo almost lost it against his opponent. San Juan trying to make things happen. Inside, Ronquillo, no good. Here comes Lucignada and company. He attacks. That's 2 points for Harry Lucignada.
Lucignada, 4 points now in the game, but they need a lot more as the San Juan defense has concentrated on Ismael Rimo now.
Caranas will try a 3. Rims out. Rebound by Discutido. Against Anagbogu. He's at the right side. The pick From Sabilina, Gutierrez for 3, won't work. Rebound, Macaranas. Forward pass, the spin. Basket and one. What a move that time from Earl Jaron. Or rather, that's Jamir Adrian Eligado.
Spun to the middle of the lane and then finished going away into the defense. Basket and a foul.
Offer pound fitness foul counted move. Again, it's Jamir Adrian Eligado. That's 21 points. Make that 22. Double watch for him. Also having 8 rebounds in this game.
Especially here in this third quarter. It's like Gulapa took care of the first half of the third quarter and now it's Eligado's turn.
Ismael Rimo has it. He will attack. Great defense by Macaranas. That time it's no good. Still with Rizal. Luzinyada, the fadeaway, and no good for the little guy. And another little guy gets the board. They battle for it. It looks like a foul will be called on Lance Ronquillo.
Well, this will be a good learning experience for Lance Ronquillo going up against faster, stronger guards trying to strip you of the basketball as he takes a seat on the bench.
Luzinyada against Pascual. Inside, Sabilina will convert for Rizal.
But at this stage for Rizal, they need to be able to execute because for quite some time now they've been relying on dribble penetrations one-on-one to get points on the board.
Meanwhile, Eligado intercepted by Rimo. Here comes Rizal, switch fiber. Luzinyada puts one up. That is short. They get it back. Another try. That's no good. 2 free throws coming up for Rimo as he seems to have hit a brick wall that time.
Literally a brick wall in Eligado protecting the paint, but that's going, if that foul went on Eligado, that would have been the third, but I think they whistled the foul on Macaranas instead.
So there will be a review of what just happened right there. Nonetheless, San Juan having this 11-point lead. Two minutes, 5 seconds remaining in chapter number 3. Still ample amount of time for Rizal to catch up to their opponent San Juan. Let's take another look on what happened. So again, Ismael Rimo seems to have hit a brick wall in Mr. Eligado.
I think they're trying to review the contact between Macaranas and Gutierrez after the basket, because this was clearly a foul on Eligado.
We take another look. Macaranas.
But at best, that's just an off-ball foul on Macaranas.
So a foul will be called on Jamir Eligado.
Yeah, so that's going to be the third personal foul on Eligado. Both teams now in the penalty.
And Rimo Ismael will go to the free throw line for 2 points. A chance to cut this San Juan lead into single digits. But our officials still having concerns. First one is good for Rimo Ismael. Cuts the lead of San Juan to just 9.
So Macaranas and Gutierrez will be warned for taunting.
Second one on its way for Remo Ismael. 2 out of 2. Single-digit lead for San Juan. They get it back. Zanyada, no good. Pascual brings it down. Gives it to Mina. Another handoff. Pascual has it against Lozanyada. The pick from Eligado. Another use. The attack by Mina outside Pascual for 3. That's no good. Out of bounds. Rizal will get the possession.
And right now for Rizal, where do they go to? I'd like to see them attack the paint a little more with only Eligado with 3 fouls protecting the paint.
Meanwhile, Sabelina sends it inside. Gutierrez outside. Lozanyada for 3. Kaboom!
That opportunity was started with Gutierrez having a mismatch in the paint.
Discodido with a steal. The spin puts one up. That's no good. We get it back. Discodido inside Remo. Still not falling. They hustle for the basketball. It ends up with Batang San Juanites. Pascual receives it. Anagbogu thought about the 3. Eligado backing down Gutierrez. Another send out. Cyrus Mina. He has 8 seconds to work with. The pick from Eligado. Inside. And a foul will be called, I believe, in Remo Ismael.
Actually, San Juan was bailed out by that foul. Would have been a steal already for Rizal Switch Fiber. And Eligado knew right away that he was the one going to the free throw line. 22 points and 8 rebounds.
First one is good. As they are now up by 7. A chance to make it 9 once again. And he does. 2 out of 2. 8-point lead for San Juan. Under a minute remaining. Lozanyada hands it off. Discodido for 3. Kaboom!
It doesn't take a lot of time for Discodido to get that shot off. Now 4 3-pointers made. Lead down to just 5.
12 points for JB Discodido. As we take another look. And leaving him wide open that time was San Juan. And Discodido punishing them with a 3. Only a 5-point lead now for San Juan.
What you like about the shot of Discutido? So to speak, walang kaarte-arte. Just basic, just get that ball out of your hands as quickly as possible.
And you know, that's what the coaches love.
Because some players, you know, what you would call a lot of decorations with the way they shoot the basketball. All you have to do is just get that ball out of your hands in control and as quickly as possible.
Zanyada picked up by Mina. Gutierrez finds Ismael Remo. Outside pass. Inside again. Ismael. No good. Rebound. Gulapa. Half-court heave. And that's it for the first 3 quarters. 59-54. A 5-point gap in favor of the Batang San Juanites. And we still have a close ball game. It's anybody's ball game. Make sure to stay tuned to the 4th period coming shortly. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
MPBL D-League would like to thank the following sponsors. Doray, Bola ng Pinoy. Represent all of Junior MPBL D-League. Pound per pound, Bindiga ready. Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines. Pound Active for quality sportswear. Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasaba. Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant. Winford Resort and Casino Manila.
Back to the action right here for the start of the fourth and final period. Once again, 59 to 54. It's a 5-point lead for the Batang Sanwanites. But we still have one more quarter of play. It's anybody's ball game.
And San Juan, after making a big run, a good run at the start of the third quarter, had to stave off a comeback attempt for Rizal, ending that quarter 25 to 20 in scoring.
Luzinyada has it after San Juan fumbled a fast break opportunity. Luzinyada against Ronquillo, sends it inside. Now outside pass. Elbow jumper, no good for Caldit. But wait a minute, there's gonna be some tension between Datario and Discutido.
There was a color developing between those two earlier. In an earlier possession, I saw them exchanging sweet nothings right in front of me.
So our officials will review what exactly happened in that play. But there was no initial call. Still a 5-point lead for San Juan. Less than a minute passing by. And there's already some extracurricular activities going on. And there you go. Evident on this angle. So it was an off-ball interaction.
Not really sure what I saw, but a little bit of action there by Discutido. Quite unclear though if anything happened.
Might have gotten hit on the head by the elbow. We're talking about Datario. But again, it's not really clear. Our officials will be the one to decide what exactly happened, or rather what the verdict will be from what exactly happened. But perhaps a slower replay. And again, Discutido, a little bit of activity on that right to elbow, but again, we cannot. It's not really clear if that's intentional, at least for me.
Well, the thing going for Discutido, I don't think he hit the head. That would have been an easy call, an easy review. Seemed like he only hit the back of the shoulder of Datario.
So that angle doesn't really do justice to really what happened. But from the looks of it, there might have been an elbow hit from JB Discutido.
Personally, at best, should be just maybe a personal foul on Discutido, although I wouldn't mind if they just let that contact go.
Well, any hit above the head has major repercussions, at least specifically here in the Junior MPBL D-League.
Yeah, but I don't think he hit any part of the head of Datario on that play, so
perhaps it was the angle, who knows?
I don't think they have the angle that they're asking for.
So our officials still trying to come up with a verdict. And this is a close game, and we're in the fourth period, so any decision by the officials will be crucial down the stretch.
To just about decide this game, and if your Rizal can't afford to have situations like this, I mean, even if it ends up to be just a regular foul, you do not want to put yourself in a position like this because you're still very much in the ball game. And that's coming from Discutido, who has been shooting very well in this game. As we're gonna look at this one more time. That's Discutido in Datario. I don't think we caught that. No, that angle doesn't help at all. So if there's no clear evidence, whatever the call was on the floor, that will stand.
Unsportsmanlike foul will be called on JB Discotido. So that'll mean 2 freebies for Datario, 1 more possession for the San Juan Knights, and 3 minutes of bench time for JB.
Well, I guess he did earn that unsportsmanlike foul mainly because there was a wind-up and there was an intention, although it wasn't really a hit to the head. But you could see there was intent to hit, and it wasn't a basketball play.
Datario goes 1 out of 2, and 1 more possession for the Batang San Juan Knights.
14 seconds on the shot.
But wait a minute, JB Discotido still inside the court. It looks like play will continue. Traveling violation called. Meanwhile, Luciñada. This time, the fire by Bandojo, that's no good. Sa pass-up, long pass. Luciñada intercepts it. San Juan up by 6. Discotido puts one up, no good. The putback still not falling. Sa pass up the board.
Discotido had a good look even on the putback, just unable to make that one.
Datario for 3, kaboom!
And Datario coming from that unsportsmanlike foul with 4 points now for San Juan.
And it is elevated to 9 points. Meanwhile, Caldit against a much smaller Ronquillo. And he doesn't score. The pass up. That pass was too strong for Zairos Mina.
So let's see now, it's a 9-point lead. Rizal still looking for a 5 on the floor. That will work, and this combination of Luciñada and Rimo in the first quarter gave them a lead.
No good at that fade away from Ismael Rimo. Meanwhile, on the other side, Batang San Juan Knights sa pass up, fumbling the chance. Luciñada almost lost it. It's with him. Drops it to his teammate, intercepted by Goyapa. Datario brings it down. Scored a 3 earlier. That's why they're up by 9. Ronquillo. Mina up top. Inside pass. Too strong for Gulapa. Ismael Rimo almost lost it. It's still with Rizal. Bandojo up top, Civiliana right side. It's Luciñada for 3. Kaboom!
Excellent shot making right there for Luciñada. The play wasn't really going anywhere.
6-point lead for San Juan. Mina up top. Sends it inside. Gulapa. Not that time. Bandojo brings it down. Rizal on the run. Ismael Rimo with finish.
Twice now the post entry pass by Mina to Gulapa, just not reaching the target. 2 straight turnovers.
As we take another look on that couple of baskets coming from the Rizal switch fiber. Puts them only down by 4. And a timeout called right here by the Batang San Juan Knights. Back to the action right here, 63 to 59. It's a 4-point gap Just a 4-point gap, still in favor of San Juan, but Rizal on a run right now. 3 minutes passing by chapter number 4. Halalon back in the game. The pick from Gulapa. He attacks. Halalon will finish.
Great read there by Halalon. The defense wary of the drop to Gulapa. Found a lane on the left side, able to finish with the left.
It's in the hands of Caldit and Rizal. Remo, wild shot. No good. Rebound sa pass-up. 6-point lead for San Juan. Right side is Halalon. 13 to shoot for San Juan. Halalon. Datari for 3. Yes, sir!
That's with the hand on his face. Natario has woken up here in the fourth quarter, now with 11 points in the game.
And the lead is back to 9 for San Juan. Uzinyada, step back 3, blocked by Gulapa. They get it back. Sabilina for 3. Still not falling. Rebound by Gulapa, but stolen immediately. And on a counter steal by San Juan. Here comes the Batang San Juan Knights. Datario getting fouled hardly by Sabilina.
Good hard challenge by Sabilina, saving the 2 points. See out there in transition. Sa pass-up, finding Datario, who has just taken over here in the fourth.
So 2 freebies coming up for Datario. A chance to put his team up by double digits. With under 6 minutes remaining in our ball game. First one is no good. He has 11 in this game. And leading the charge for Batang San Juan Knights is Eligado with 24.
It seemed like it was by committee in the second half. Early it was Gulapa in the third quarter taking care of the scoring for San Juan, and then Eligado in the second part of that third quarter, and now it has been Datario to start the fourth.
So a lot of weapons in the Swiss knife of a team for San Juan. As this Cotito missing. Caldit try to put it back in. He'll fish for a foul. And that's going to be 2 freebies for him.
Nevertheless, it's still just a 10-point advantage for San Juan with still 5.5 minutes remaining. As Eligado will be called for his 4th personal foul. So that could be a go signal for the Rizal switch fiber to try and attack the paint, although they still have Gulapa to contend with.
And still more than enough time for the Rizal boys to erase this 10-point lead. 5:30 remaining in our ball game. As Caldit will go 1 out of 2. Here comes San Juan. They're up by 9. It's back to a single-digit lead for them. Rizal still fighting in this one. Datario, thought about the 3. No good on that jump shot. Gulapa, still not falling, gets it back. Basket, the end one. Too big, too strong is Joe Gulapa.
He was a forgotten man after being unstoppable at the start of the second half. This time able to get the rebound plus the foul.
Pound for pound fitness foul, counted move. As Gulapa makes it an 11-point lead for them. A chance to make it 12. But he doesn't make it. Meanwhile, Felix. 5 minutes remaining in chapter number 4. Foul on the floor called on San Juan. Only their second team foul of this period.
Unless Felix tries to become a threat. If you're the San Juan Knights, allow him to just get inside the paint. There's really not much that he can do. Oh, if that's on Eligado, that's 5.
There you go. You were right, Coach Noy. And that will mean a big hit on the side of the Batang San Juan Knights. as Macranas will go in for him.
If you're an enforcer, a physical player, you do not want to foul out that way, trying to defend on the perimeter.
Then again, San Juan has no choice but to proceed, as their leading scorer is now out of the ball game. Next one is line is Gulapa with 15 and Datorio with 12. Under 5 minutes remaining. Rizal with the basketball. Felix asking for it, he gets it. He's at the right side against Gulapa. Rimo, no good at that free throw jumper, rebound captured by Joe Gulapa.
Rimo has just been struggling here after an explosive first quarter, has really been handcuffed by the defense of the San Juan Knights.
Anagbogu at the right side. At the left side is Sapasap. Left low post, Gulapa puts one up and in.
Even not having his body square to the basket, still able to score. Gulapa 17 and 10 now.
And more importantly, San Juan up by 13. A comfortable lead for them with 4 minutes remaining in our game.
Right now, time is running thin for Rizal. More than 4 minutes remaining.
And JB Discotido, a little bit quiet during the past minutes. Rizal will need his ignition, as again, time is not their friend. Felix outside at the right side of the arc. This is the pick from Caldit. Pass it to the right side. No good. That was Regidor. Gulapa now with 11 rebounds and 15 points. Sends it inside. Sapasap getting called for a traveling violation.
And Joe Gulapa just made a career move, coming from the National University, now moving to the Mapua Cardinals. Just wanted to get a lot more exposure. Playing in the UAAP, you have to contend with the FSAs, and playing in the NCAA, there won't be FSA, so an opportunity for him to become significant, if not even a dominant player in the NCAA.
And even better if he develops and becomes a wing. But that time, he muscled his way inside for 2 points.
I believe he can do that effectively. He can make a living out of that, living inside that paint.
But Discotido finally contributing after being quiet for a short period of time. They're still down by 13 though. They will need more of those. Halalon inside. Macaranas traveling without a visa.
Right now, San Juan just trying to hold off Rizal.
Meanwhile, Sabellina thought twice with Gulapa in his face. Rimo, that's good from Z.
And again, that's why you cannot really relax against Rizal, because they can hit from the outside, especially Rimo and Discotido.
Great passing for San Juan, ending up with a Macaranas 2-pointer.
Right now, they're executing with surgical precision, are the Knights on offense.
Meanwhile, Discotido caught dancing to the wrong song. .12 lead for the Batang San Juan Knights. As again, time is not the friend of Rizal.
New player on the floor for San Juan, Kendall Valentin. Is that Valentin or Valentine?
It's Valentin. Meanwhile, Batang San Juan Knights having this possession. Anagbogu turn the ball over, and it's now with Rizal. Discotido, the one to bring it down. They will need his services. And we're in the last 2 minutes of our game, and it's still a 12-point lead for San Juan. Rizal not looking good. And that time, that's an air ball from Discutido. Another try from deep. Still not hitting it. Rebound captured by Halalon. Jericho Halalon steps on the brakes. Let's out of the offense. Anagbogu, Macaranas. Andre Macaranas, no good. Gulapa gets it. The putback is good for Joe.
Despite the great backs out effort by Remo, Gulapa just went over him. Got the rebound and the putback. 21 and 13 now for Big Joe Gulapa.
That's to no one's surprise. Meanwhile, over a minute remaining. Just over a minute remaining. And another line violation, stepping out of bounds rather, is called on Discutido.
That's really the problem of any three-point shooting team. When you go cold, that's where the problem lies. So how do you get inside? But Rizal, pretty much a small team. That's why they have to rely on their outside shooting.
Meanwhile, Osonyada nabs the steal, puts one up, gets fouled by Valentin. So that's going to be two free throws for Loziniada. So perhaps they can get the rhythm, but there's only under a minute remaining in this game. So it's not looking good for the Rizal switch fiber. Nonetheless, two freebies on its way for Harry Loziniada, who has 11 points, 11 after that one, 7 rebounds and 4 dimes.
Well, what continues to plague San Juan, even if they're looks like they're gonna escape with a victory here. Learning to take care of the basketball. In the previous game, they turned the ball over 17 times. In this game, they turned the ball over 27 times. Make that 28.
So that's one area where they definitely can improve on. But I think for today, they'll take this W. They'll go home laughing with a 4-0 record. At least so far.
And the players may be laughing, but I'm pretty sure the coaches won't be happy with just the rate of turnovers. Really need to value the basketball. That's why the game is called basketball.
Meanwhile, Halalon, the pull-up. That's no good from Jericho Halalon. Rebound by Rehudor. That's a turnover once again. Both teams wrestling for it. Valentin and Ismael Remo was on the ground. But the Batang San Juan Knights will gain possession. And I think that will do it. Big time congratulations to the side of the Batang San Juan Knights for remaining undefeated in our 21 and under division. They now have a record of 4-0 as they will stay on top of the North Division. Congratulations to Coach Drake Santos and company.
Well, I'm pretty sure even if they come out with a victory here, the coach is not 100% happy. They had to be able to buck a slow start and found the rhythm late. But again, need to take care of the basketball more and maybe get a lot more touches to this dominant big inside in Joe Gulapa.
Nonetheless, 79-66 win for the Batang San Juan Knights. And for our game tomorrow, it's still here in the Escopa covered court in Quezon City. We'll be having 5 games, all in the 21 and under division. So stay tuned. You can watch us live here on the Escopa covered court or in our Facebook page, Junior MPBL D-League. And that is it for our games today. Thank you very much to everybody who tuned in. Thank you very much to our sponsors, Don Benito's Pambansang Kasaba, Pound for Pound Fitness, Nature Spring, Pound Active, Dorite, Bola ng Pinoy, Wing Bowl, Winford, CF Moto, Jinky Skin. And thank you very much as well to our Executive Director, J.R. Novato, to our Commissioner, Keith Picasso. Thank you as well to Sir Aldrin. And once again, this has been Cholo Pangilinan, Coach Noy Africa, and Courtney Buenaventura, the sidelines. And this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, pound for pound fitness, B Ligaretti, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear.
Red Dynasty, offering comfort Chinese food and overall 5-star experience. Winford Resort and Casino Manila, a luxury integrated resort.
Wing Bowl, it's like coming home. Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Special thanks to Pulong Barangay Danilo Villanueva of Barangay Escopa 3 for hosting today's game.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.